Shout. You know you make me want to shout. Okay.
I'm Nora Fried.
And I'm Hanna Gerlander. And you're listening to New Yorker of the Week.
New Yorker of the Week.
We should get a song, like a jingle.
We were discussing other ways that we could boost this podcast.
It's probably not a new jingle.
maybe we could. You know what we should do is with like with the youth, we'll like start singing to them, and like we'll sing that song to them, and then they'll be like, where does that song come from? And we'll be like, I just wrote it.
Like we're gonna take credit for songs that like are already out. We're already.
I guess that's
famous.
not gonna work because they're. But it's like don't you ever like think like history is just stories?
It is, and like if someone loves the way we sing shout, they love the song, but they're also loving our rendition. We
gotta get rendition is perfect. We gotta get to that point where you hear a song and you have no idea of what the origin is.
I feel like there's a couple like that.
Yeah, there's so many.
Like this song. And I swear.
Who's that by? Is that by Hanna?
And yes, stars, I'll be there.
Literally.
Because I swear.
All right, we're gonna.
The headphones are dangerous
I know,
for me
they're
who
dangerous
likes to sing.
For a singer like you.
They're really dangerous.
I mean, we'll have a jingle a little bit louder now.
I'm trying to think what our jingle would have, like car horns in it, like beep beep, like no, like New York.
Oh yeah,
like someone yelling a little bit in the back, and we're like, "You're listening to New Yorker of the Week,
New Yorker of the Week,
yeah, the week, Hong Kong,
Hong Kong."
If we have any like music producer, writer, song, if you guys could take that. Oh, Sean, if you could take that and kind of run with it,
just gonna riff off of it.
Kind of like a good starting concept. Nora and I today, for context, normally because of how we will record immediately and hang afterwards. Mm-hmm. We've flipped it today, and I think we're both a little tired.
Yeah, I mean, I can keep going, but I'm just saying, like, it is crazy how tired I get after like 8:30 these days.
No, I get it. Like,
I was out the other night with someone, and they were like. I was like falling asleep at the table because it was 10:30, and it's like, Nora, it doesn't have to be that dramatic.
But you get up early.
I do get up early, but it's like, Nora, what is going on? Like, I'm literally like passing out.
I think it's extra hard for us because like we had such party girl phases where it's like I could have closed this bar. Like, what am I doing asleep right now?
No, I'm like literally like my eyes are like rolling in the back of my head, and I'm like, oh my God, are we gonna get home by midnight? And everyone's like, probably not. Is that okay? You live in New York City. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sometimes I want to live in New York, and sometimes I just want to like go to bed.
We were talking about this today. Sometimes I don't want to have a passion. I don't want to have a side hustle. I don't want to have anything. I just want to have a Stanley Cup and a Jeep Cherokee.
I want a
Jeep Cherokee, and I just want to. I go. I went to my workout, and then I went. And then
and that's home. Your whole day. That's your day.
Like, I went to Home Goods on the way home, like bought a candle that was vanilla scented candle.
That are not like plagued. Like, we're always thinking like, oh, I got to make the pod bigger. I got to make a reel. I got to write a new joke. I got to do this. So I have to remember to get famous sometime soon so I can pay for this life I want to have, whatever. And it's like, there's people that just are like,
they just work a job.
I'm just off to work. I'll go to and that's like, we're not making fun of you. Like, we're so jealous.
Literally,
like, this is not a brag, but I texted to you. Like, I was thinking about my life for another girl would be like, I'm done. I'm in it. I'm here.
Yeah.
Like living in Park Slope with your boyfriend, with a job you like and a dog.
Yeah.
That for some people would be it. And I'm like, that is like ground floor.
Yeah. Like, we're barely breaking it.
Floor.
Yeah.
That's just something. That's not. Yeah. But that for some people is like,
where's your Netflix special?
I've got it all. And I'm like, I don't have it. Yeah. I have something.
See, this is why it's important for us to have friends outside of the comedy community, like we were talking about,
who ground us.
Because they're like, "Wow, Nora, you're doing so much." And I'm like, "I'm not doing anything." And they're like, "Yeah,
you should see what other people are doing."
Yeah, it's like, and like, what are those people doing really? Like, when you really think about it, what are those people doing?
I know.
What are they making a TikTok? Cool, we posted one today too.
Yeah, we did.
But it is kind of crazy. Like, every single moment of my day that is free, even if it's like when I'm eating my lunch, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna write a joke. Oh, I need to look at the podcast. Oh, I need to text Hannah about like booking someone. Like
it's
there's
no free
moment. It's just like there's always this thing looming in the back. I want to
be transported back to when I used to nanny, and the parents went on vacation, and I stayed at their house. Mm-hmm. And yes, at night the kids were home, and in the morning the kids were home, right? But then during the day, like I couldn't just do whatever I wanted. I needed to like be at the house, be in the area, whatever. I was house sitting for them, and I wasn't going to like go back to Brooklyn during the day. I was just stayed there. And it was like, I had to just live a normal life. Like I couldn't go do stand up at night. I was watching the kids, but they're asleep by 8. And then during the day, like all I could do was like hang at the house, play on my phone, and take workout classes in the area.
Yeah.
I literally just like took workout classes, walked in Central Park, and like sat at the house watching stuff on their big TV. And then I had dinner with the kids and put them to bed. And then I just like hung out with Wolf. And I was like that's like a nice way to be. Mm-hmm. It's kind of nice.
But then I'm sure when we're in that, it's like,
no, my God. If right now I had kids.
No. No, I don't want that.
I have been thinking something that I don't know if it's like a real thought.
What is it?
So, I have next one on. I have the birth control in my arm.
Yes.
I kind of just like want that out.
Sounds like you. Sounds like.
But like I don't. I don't want kids at all. Every time. I just don't want something in my arm anymore.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have something in my like way up in my vagina, so I feel that.
Oh, IUD. They fucked me over with that one. They did. So they gave me this. I went to get the IUD in my uterus. And they gave me this pill that kind of like simulates labor, where like it opens up your uterus, because they were like, it's really small. So we'll need you to take this so it'll contract. Right. Ooh. And they're like, so that's really painful. I'm literally like feeling labor pains, and I'm like, it'll be worth it when I get my IUD, whatever. Then they go in and measure it, something they hadn't done previously because they couldn't get in because it was so small, and not my vagina, my uterus. Mm-hmm. I don't want to think this is like some weird brag. And then they had to
supposed to have small vagina.
No, I'm just saying, like, I didn't want to be like, it's so tiny. Like, no, but like, I was just saying, like, the uterus.
There's so many things.
There's so many vaginas. And then they get in there and it's still too small. And I couldn't get the IUD, and that's why I have Nexplanon. So I went through all of that for nothing.
I wonder if they've definitely not done any research on that ever since.
No, of course not.
That
was an open, close.
That was open. We opened the door. We closed it.
That case.
But I
just like don't want anything in my arm anymore. I don't know why. That. Just like, I feel like I shouldn't have something just like floating in me.
Yeah. I don't know. My IUD really changed the game for me physically. Like my period used to really rock my world, and now it's like, it rocks the boat a little bit, but it's not going to like tip the boat over.
You had bad periods?
Oh yeah.
What kind? Is this interesting?
Like the worst imaginable, the worst in the entire world.
Really? Long,
bad.
This is crazy. Like cramps and stuff like that.
The whole thing.
I'm acting like I don't know what a period
is. Wait, like what? You're a woman.
I know, but mine were always like weird ones. I've been on birth control since I was 13.
Wow.
So I haven't had a normal, not because of sex. I wasn't because of sex. I didn't have sex till I was 21, famously.
What was going on famously? What was going on at 13 that you needed birth control?
I got my period, and it was a 12-day period. Oh. And they put me on something because they were like, I was already anemic. This is them talking about me. She's already anemic. Now she's having these 12-day periods. We'll put her on something for like an iron supplement or whatever. But something weird happened, and like, I don't know if it was the pill or if it was my body, but my period like lasted for almost 3 months. Like there was like days where it was really heavy, then days where it was just like droplets, but it was like for 3 months straight, I was like bleeding. So they were like, okay, that's not right. We need her on birth control because she needs to have like a 5-day period, and that needs to be it for her, else she's going to be like very sick. So that's just why I've been on it ever since.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, let's take it out.
Yeah, I feel like...
But here's the thing.
I was talking to someone. Pill.
Here's something I was talking about the other day with someone. Mm-hmm. I want to live in New York forever. And I am not rich, so I'm not going to have kids.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like a little triangle, right? Like you're in New York, And if you're in New York
This
and
would
you
be
have,
great to have the graph.
God damn it. Okay. You're in New York, right? And then you're rich, and then you can have a kid, right? But if you're in New York and you're poor, you're not getting to the kid.
You're not getting to the kid.
You're just going to stay in New York.
Okay. But if you're in New York and you're poor and you want kids, you have to leave New York to get to the kid.
Literally.
Got it.
It kind of looks like a bow-shaped pasta if you think about it.
I have to visualize it again.
Like a little bow.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you want a kid,
poor
want
kid, rich New York, kid, poor New York, no kid.
Yeah.
But cat.
Cat everywhere.
Don't forget
cat,
about.
you can just kind of throw them up on the wall and it's just.
Don't forget about
it's
cat.
Just like, bing, bing, bing,
Where
bing,
is
bing,
she?
bing, bing.
Oh, she's not out there right now.
She's
out there, but
I think that my partner being good with animals is like, remember when we were just talking about a wants and needs list for a partner?
Mm-hmm.
I think a needs for me is they have to be okay with cats and dogs and like animals in general.
Yeah,
like,
they not just
animals.
like be okay, just like love them, like be excited to see
It's
them.
just like I was talking to my friend who has their partner, or they know someone whose partner is basically like allergic to the cat, and I was just like, oh my god, like, and they're trying to rehome the cat, and the girl's really upset, and I was just like, oh my god, that would be. I know. I know.
No, that's too upsetting.
I feel like also
Just
I
get
don't
a
know.
shot.
Yeah, I
Aren't
guess
those shots?
Yeah, I don't
Wolf's
know.
allergic to cats,
Really?
and he has to take something special when he goes to my mom's house.
What does he take? Benadryl?
None of my business.
Wow.
It's out of my hands.
It's out of your hands.
Because he's allergic to like all pet hair a little bit, but he's really allergic to cat hair.
That's such a bougie allergy.
To be allergic to like basically like dust and dirt.
Yeah. Like I'm so.
The house needs to be pristine.
Like sorry, the dust in here is just really
it's too much for
bothering
me. It's too much for me. I know that you're fine living like this.
I know this is for you, but for
it's not for me.
It's just too dusty. It is dusty as fuck in here.
Is it? It doesn't look dusty.
If you really hone in on a New York apartment, you can make it as clean as possible, but there will always be this underlying grime of just like, this is a pre-war apartment and I've been here for another war, and you know what? There's going to be some grime.
I feel like there's a couple places in my last apartment and in this apartment where like I hope I never find out what's like the crack between my stove and my countertop
Doesn't exist.
I don't ever want to know what's in there.
Have you ever pulled your stove out?
Not in my new place. My last place I did it. Very scary.
It was scary.
It was scary. Yeah, because I'll like lose a whole clove of garlic down there.
Oh yeah, you don't get that.
You're losing big things.
Mine had some crazy shit back there too.
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's a couple spots in the apartment. My friend Claire showed me this TikTok where some girl was showing like some part of her apartment. And she's like, whatever's going on behind there is really none of my business. Like whatever it is, it's out of my hands. She also sent me this one because I always get obsessed with what my hair looks like from the side or the back because sometimes I feel like I don't straighten it right. And she sent me this TikTok where this girl was like, I can only control what's in front of me. So like, please don't look at me from the side. Don't look at me from the back. I only can control what's in front of me. And I know I look good from the front.
It also is like, I'm never looking at your back.
Yeah. Like
so
you're
it's
not.
Like, why are we obsessed with our backs?
We're always like, is the back of my hair okay? Like, is my tag tucked in? It's like, who's looking?
You know what I used to do when I was like first starting to lose weight and like was really excited that I wasn't like an XL anymore and I was slowly moving into large. I know this story. And then medium. And then I hit a small. Mm-hmm. I would take all the tags and put them, just kind of have them hanging out.
Someone's like, your tag's out. You're like, did you see the size?
Did you see the size on that tag?
Why don't you leave that tag right where you fucking found it?
No, literally one time, I think it was Kate who was like trying to tuck my tag in. I was like, don't do that. It's small.
She was like, you want it out?
It's a small.
I kind of miss seeing Kate out and about.
I know.
She was like a funny energy.
She's in Europe now backpacking.
Wow. That's I actually feel like all of the comedy scene needs to go backpacking and come back and be like, okay, are we still doing this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're also here.
I mean, even just being in New York makes you feel like everything is so crazy. And then you leave the country or you just leave the state and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, you're kind of like,
it doesn't have to be like this.
I actually feel like I used to be really good about taking little breaks from New York. I think I'm kind of going on like a minute since I've left the city.
Mexico.
I don't mean just Mexico. I need to go somewhere. I need to leave a little bit.
Mexico.
I do really love living over here though, compared to my last neighborhood. My last neighborhood, I was like it was kind of like a party neighborhood.
Whoa.
What?
This is a big moment.
Is it?
You were like, Nora, I don't know if I'm going to like living in Park Slope, blah, blah. Look at you. You're a Park Slope lady.
I love it over here in general, like mental health wise. Yes. But I do still miss, of course I miss my last neighborhood. You know what I miss about it.
I know.
But it's like Park Slope, you've won me over. I do feel like I think about like in my last apartment, I like walking the dog. I had to like walk through people like out and about, like at restaurants and bars and like nightlife vibe. I'm like walking the dog at like 8 p.m. in my pajamas on a Sunday and it's like, or a Saturday. And like, I was happy doing that. But then when I saw like what all the other New Yorkers were doing, I felt embarrassed.
Totally.
But like in Park Slope,
it's like,
I'm the only one out there at 8 p.m. Everyone's in bed.
Yeah.
And everyone's in their pajamas and it just kind of, it's like, I still like to go out and I still like to do things at night and stuff like that. But I like being somewhere where like I know the majority of the people on this block are like in their pajamas. They just made dinner. They're on the couch.
Park Slope is home.
It's
like coming home to a nice.
This is where your resting
nice
spot.
Warm cup of tea.
Yeah, you need to land here.
I walked past the other day. I walked past a store on 7th Avenue and there's a hat. I don't know if you've seen it at Kiwi, and it says Park Slope on it. And I was like, oh, I cannot believe I can't wear hats because every time I wear a hat, I look like a cop. And it's just like, I wish that I could have. Yeah, it's really bad. But I like literally like I would kill for that hat.
No, that was made for you.
Can you imagine anyone else wearing that hat?
No. And if anyone else wore it, it'd be insane.
I would take it off of them.
But on you, it's perfect.
But on me, it would be perfect, but I can't wear hats.
I feel like you could. What if we do it with braids?
No, it looks really...
With pigtails?
There's something, and we've talked about this before. When I wear the ironic clothing that Gen Z likes to wear, doesn't look ironic on me. You're leaving me. You're leaving me.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Come on, it's 8:52.
Okay,
like what the hell is wrong with us?
In defense of what's happening here,
no,
I had
She's yawning.
I had to leave early for work, but not crazy early. I left at like 6. But I woke up at 3:30 and then was up until like 4:30 and then went back to sleep for like an hour and then had to get up for real. And I had the plan in my head. You know, when you're getting up really early and you're already making plans for like when you're going to nap or when you're going to be back in the bed. Yeah. I kind of was like, I think I should maybe skip getting groceries today, which ended up happening anyway, and get in my bed and just like set an alarm for 5 because then I'll leave for Nora's. Yeah. And I didn't do that. I like stayed late at work to film this reel that Kate and I posted. That was good though. It was a good video.
It was amazing.
And then I went home and me and Stinky went for a walk together.
That's nice.
And then I did take a bath and a shower, which was nice. But it's like now I'm feeling like I would have benefited from the nap.
I'm such a different person in the morning than I am right now. Like I am a completely different lady. Okay. In the morning, I'm like, we're going to a mic. I'm gonna write a short film. Anything's possible. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna clean. And then as soon as 4 p.m. goes around, I'm like, I might kill myself.
I don't know what it is. 4 p.m. feels like you're out of time. In the world. You missed it. Anything you want to do in the day, too late.
Yeah, like that.
But like
sucks.
It's not like you still have so much time in the day.
I don't know how Cory Booker did it.
I sent you that video of how he prepared his body.
He said he didn't drink water for like multiple days. Is that even?
It's like actually chill? Really, really amazing.
He's so sexy.
No, like that was really hot.
That was cool.
I said something crazy to you. I said, I hope somebody sucked his dick. Because if not, I'm gonna.
There you go, Cory.
Look at this.
Lady right
I
here.
Still have no manicure.
Oh God.
I kind of like. It's like.
Let's go to Charming together.
I'm getting to a point. So it's like, were the nails ever like for me?
Yeah. What's your New York moment? I like it too. What's your New York moment of the week?
I had such a Park Slope moment today.
Even better.
Literally walking.
Best neighborhood in New York City.
Walking over to your house. This kid was like playing with a stick in front of me, like a sword. And the mom was just being like such a Park Slope mom, like really entertaining him. You know, like I feel like Park Slope has a lot of like new age parenting going on. You know what I mean? And I'm like walking behind this kid, and it's a little annoying because like the mom's walking pretty fast. She's ahead of him. He's kind of like sometimes going as fast as her, which is perfect because my speed is a little bit behind them. But sometimes he's slowing down, but he's going side to side. So I can't pass him. And she's just like telling him like how good he's doing with the stick. Like he's like, look at you go. Like she keeps turning around and being like, yes. And I was like, what the hell's happening? And then I go past it, and she goes, oh, watch out for his sword. He's getting good with his sword. And I was like, I really don't want to be part of whatever this is. But it was rough. Like,
that's a Park Slope.
She definitely wanted me to be like, oh, his sword. And I was like, I really like can't do that for you right now. But it was like such like a, like if I was doing that, my mom would like throw the stick into the street and be like, stop it. You're bothering everybody.
Yeah.
But in Park Slope, she's like, yes, him and his sword. It's like a stick from the ground. And she wanted me to be part of it. And I was like, I don't have the energy to be part of it today.
So didn't want to build community in Park Slope today. And that's okay.
It was pretty far from my house.
Yeah.
It's not I'm on my best behavior near my house. You know. What? I went back and cleaned up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on my best behavior near my house.
I would say that was the most New York moment of my week.
And another classic Park Slope.
Yeah. Okay.
What I've learned since living here is that it's like a Park Slope staple that you leave good furniture outside.
Oh, yeah. No, this isn't stuff you fuck around with. Like you want a West Elm couch? Just go.
You're gonna find it. You're gonna find it here
down the block. So Hannah, so that was a good one. Maybe this is a Park Slope edition of
it. Really is
the New Yorker of the week. So my most New York moment this week was Hannah, her boyfriend Wolf and I went to go see, I was about to call it the body bag, the black bag, which by the way, what's that about? Skip. Anyone want to tell us?
Literally, if you know, and we're being for real, not if you think, if you know, please write it in the comments somewhere.
Please let me know what that movie was about because I do not know.
I don't know. And I and I already felt bad that I'm glad that it was kind of bad. Because I would have felt bad if it was an amazing movie and you had to sit in those seats you didn't want to sit in because of it.
Oh, like to us? Because apparently it was amazing for everyone else.
No, there were so many moments in the movie where something would happen and everyone in the crowd was like, and we were like, what happened?
We were like, what happened?
Or a character would say something and everyone was like, ha ha ha. And we were like, okay.
And then I was kind of looking at you being like, ha, like trying to like do it.
Get it going.
Like the wrong
and
time.
I was like, what was honey?
Yeah.
I missed it.
Like, I don't really know.
So we saw a black bag.
And we're walking back and there's a shelf.
There's a shelf and an entryway table. And I would like to say now,
yeah,
I believe if we carried the entryway table, that would have fit perfectly right next to the coat and shoe rack in the front and looked really nice. So I'm just saying that now.
So everyone, so glad they have that information. Anyways, yes.
This is like why we were telling the story of, I was like, wait, was I rude to the Uber driver? And you're like, we can't. And I was like, I just want it on there. And it's like, no one knows what we're talking about. And like, nobody cares. So what I'm saying.
So Hannah says, Wolf, we need this shelf. We need it. And I'm kind of like, I'm between a rock and a hard place, right? Like, I'm down to, obviously, like, that's my girl. She wants the shelf. I love interior design. Like, let's go to the shelf.
Nora's putting on her gloves.
I'm like I'm like, hold on here. Let me get on my gloves. And then Wolf is like, no, we do not need it. He's screaming about the shelf.
He's pretty against street furniture from now 2 times where I've convinced him to carry stuff to our apartment that didn't fit.
You know what's crazy too is like when you see something on the street, you're like, oh, this is gonna go in minutes. We gotta get this, and it'll be there for weeks.
No, when I made him go with me to get this hutch, the hutch is like still outside. Do you remember when I called those weeks ago about the hutch? Now it's like on its side farther, but I was like, it's now or never. This hutch, and it's like a old chipped paint wood hutch, like it's not going anywhere. Everyone in Parksville has money.
Yeah,
like,
they're on.
They
the
don't
next
need
thing.
the hutch.
Do you follow Stoop NYC?
Of course,
Okay.
of course.
Sorry,
that stuff goes quick though.
Yeah, because some people are
jumping on it. They have to stop posting anything.
Yeah, stop, relax. You know, like just let us find. If you find it, you can take it. You don't have to go on Instagram. And
you
find
don't have to share it.
Anyways, we just did the loser sign. So Wolf is screaming across the street, and it's nighttime. I would say it's Saturday night. He was
being louder than he needed to be.
And it's probably like what, like 10, 11, something like that. And he's like, Hanna, we don't need it. And Hannah's like, I need it. And then I was like, okay, let's just grab it. And we grab it, and it's just like the classic Park Slope, like couple fighting and like about the piece of furniture that's outside, and then we start walking with it, and then it has these glass shelves in between each shelf, and we're
probably about 6
like 6 of them. As we're carrying it, the entire thing breaks. Like this like shatters, like just like not even a lightweight
in front of a lot of people,
and we all just start cracking up. Like, and
I start rewriting history.
Yeah, and then I was like almost about to pee in my pants. I was dying, and Wolf is just like dying. Like we're
Wolf
all
is
just
like,
beside
I told you
themselves.
so. This isn't my problem. I'm immediately trying to like. I hate being embarrassed, right? And so here's me and my furniture I need to have, and now it's shattered on the ground. So I'm like, it's not a big deal. We'll just move it over. Like, I was like, no one's even mad at us. Like, it's not a big deal. Nora's laughing. Wolf is like literally a block of head.
I was like hyperventilating. Like I was like wheezing, and then when we finally get back to your house, and there's like, we left like so much glass on the street. Like it was a disaster.
Yeah.
And we felt bad about it, and we were talking about the glass, and Hanna was like, oh well, you know, like I just feel really bad that we just did that. And I was like, yeah, probably not the best, but like, you know, there's glass everywhere. Like I'm sure it'll work itself out. It'll get moved, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then Hanna was like, yeah, like those people came up to us and they were like, it's totally fine. Like, don't worry about it. Like they like shit happens. And I was like, wait, what? When did that happen? And you were like, well, those people, like when they came by, this never happened.
They literally walked by us and they were just kind of like laughing with us. And one guy was like, yikes. And I kind of like, other people were walking through it and either ignoring us or giving us looks. But this one group just like laughed with us. So in my head, I was like, they're okay with it.
Yeah, and then Hanna was like, well, they were just kind of like,
it was like what I needed to hear to get through it.
It's no big deal. Shit happens.
Like, don't be hard on yourself, Hanna. Like, that's what I heard.
And I was like, that never happened. Anyways, I got a picture from Hanna about like, literally it was pretty quick after. It was like 20 minutes. And they're back at the scene of the crime, sweeping it up.
All right, we leave TV on for our dog Stinky, and we left on Bluey, the kids show. And so we get home, and now Stinky's out of the crate. We're like snuggling him in bed together. We're not even in bed. We're just like, we just let him out of the crate. We're home. We're just like petting him and excited to see him. And the Bluey episode is about remembering the importance of cleaning up after yourself. And we're there with Stinky, our dog. And it's like, okay, now I feel awful.
Yeah.
Because one, you should clean up after yourself. And two, like, not even just someone's kid. Like, if someone's dog, like, a lot of people have off leash dogs, like where they can, like the guy on my block, literally, I see him do it sometimes because that Stinky has to wait because Stinky is too excited. He'll just stand at the top of his steps, undo the leash, and the dog goes down, pees, and comes back up. That if that was in that house, that dog would have walked through glass. Yeah. So now it's like we're with our dog who we love. Bluey says that. Luckily, on our walk home, we also found a broom. Luckily. So we went back and we got the broom and the dustpan.
It was the right thing to do.
And this was a couple points in Wolf's column because this was my thing. This was me and my furniture. He didn't want to be part of it at all. It was my bad idea. It shattered. This is my mess. And Wolf was like, you just hold Stinky. And he swept up the whole entire thing. And he swept it into a cardboard box and moved the box to the edge of the street and the shelves.
Wow.
So that was pretty nice.
It was a mess. But that was my most New York moment this week. It was just chaos.
But I do wish I did in like a psycho state of mind, try to ask Wolf if we could please just bring home the entryway table. I was like, we're back here.
He might as well.
He was like, no. He's like, what if it doesn't fit? He's like, the bottom's broken. I was like, we'll fix it and it will fit. And if not there, don't you feel like it could have fit somewhere?
Like in someone else's house?
No, mine. Like This is not a brag because the apartment isn't like ginormous or anything, but it's
a big apartment.
It's a lot bigger though from my last place.
Totally.
And it kind of like messes with you.
Yeah.
My last place, you couldn't
more
even
money,
bring
more problems.
over. You couldn't even bring over, like, I couldn't even buy too many groceries. There wasn't room for them at my last place. This place, like, it's not like I have tons and tons of room, but like I have room to be really fantasizing about stuff I'm seeing on the street.
Totally.
It's a little dangerous.
I mean, I can't even imagine if I had another room in here. Can you? I mean, it would be. It's already looks like I've grown up here since I was like 3 years old.
It does feel like this is your childhood home.
It really feels.
Do you ever fantasize about your neighbor moving out and you knocking on the wall and having that apartment?
I have not.
You've never thought about that?
No. I like my neighbor, Chris. He's a good guy.
Wolf and I talk all the time.
You're going to mow down the neighbor? About
like if there was a world where we had like excess money, like what maybe we would buy upstairs. Something like that.
That'd be really nice. I mean, that would be crazy. I don't know.
Or even buying the dentist office and then we have the whole floor.
And then you have a dentist office. And you get your teeth cleaned.
We leave everything else.
It's just like, no, I think for me well, first of all, that I don't think it would ever happen, but it also just feels so beyond me to have that much space. I can't even imagine having like a house.
Really?
Like, how do you have a house? What do you put in the house? Like right now I have stuff.
Well, you would like all your stuff here would have all its own spots.
Yeah.
Like the desk would have its whole own room. You'd have a whole office. You get like a cozy chair and a reading section and your stretching station and then
stretching station sounds lit. I think I might need to cancel my physical therapy appointment tomorrow. I'm realizing I don't have money to do that. And it was really stupid today. It feels like it's a silly thing for me to be doing.
A woman at the gym was having an issue with her ankle or something. And she was saying that someone said to her that she needs to go to physical therapy. And she was like, no, you need to go to a doctor and get a real diagnosis. Physical therapists are just like, they're going to help you, but like you need to talk to a doctor before you talk to a physical therapist. Have you talked to a doctor?
Kind of. I'm going to cancel tomorrow, I think.
You don't want to do the marble thing again?
No. She made me pick up marbles. She dumped a ton of marbles on the floor on the towel and said, pick each one up individually with your toes and put it into this little bucket and do it twice. And I was like,
you should have filmed this for our followers.
Like, do I really have to do it? And the marbles kept slipping everywhere. And I was like, this is a mess.
How long did you do that for?
It felt like hours. I mean, I started at like 3 and then the next thing I knew it was 4:00, my favorite time.
Yeah, that's a scary time to be picking up marbles with your toes.
It's a lot. I think I'm gonna backtrack. I think I'm gonna have a physical. I think I'm gonna do a physical and then I think I'm gonna get my doctor to tell me what to do.
Okay.
And then I think I might have leaped. I was just diving into physical therapy. And she she gave me a couple tips that I think I'm just gonna do.
Yeah, just
the appointment's at 9 a.m. tomorrow, so I got to cancel it somehow, like quick.
Oh my god, like right after this.
Okay.
How long have we been recording?
33 minutes and 43 seconds.
Wow, it flies by.
It just flies by.
It really does.
Margot's like staring at me.
I can't see her. I can't see anything with these lights. I can't believe I almost wanted to keep them on the other setting.
Well, it's a big week. There's a lot going on. Should we talk about our guests?
What a transition.
I'm looking and I just want to see her. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, are you guys dying to know who the New Yorker of the week is?
She's so special. I like love her.
I guess you already know.
You know what? Her vibe is so like the other Jessie that we had.
Jess,
yes.
Yeah, like
just like a good name.
Yeah, I feel like I'm really impressed by people that like I come out calmer than how I came in.
Yeah. Like
you know what I mean?
Like Jessie had this like realness to her that I just felt very connected to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she felt really, really genuine. And like I want to go to the party that she said she's hosting. Where
Fancy for a night.
Where you wear your like your best outfit.
I don't think that's the right way to say it. Fancy for, what is it?
I don't remember.
Nights of Fancy. It sounded really fun. Okay. Our guest this week is Jessie Jolles.
Jolles.
Sorry, Jessie. I mispronounce everyone's name. It's honestly insane, which is insane because everyone says Nora Fried, and it's like, Nora, get it together.
And everyone says Hanna Gerlander.
Exactly. It's like, respect other people, and maybe it'll come back to you. You know? Okay.
That's quite the life lesson. It's just like, respect other people, and maybe it'll come back to you.
Maybe you'll be Nora Fried, not Fried. Okay. Jessie Jolles is a writer, director, and performer. She's the host of the Happily Ever Heard of It podcast and the Middle Children podcast. So she's 2. And sorry, I just said it like that. I'm really just fucking up. But anyways,
this is going to be nice to have it.
The reason that we love Jessie is because she posts these hilarious reels and TikToks
She's
online.
really funny online.
Where she like has this like really eccentric look to her that's just like so New York, but like to a 10. Like I did, like she is New York City, and she lives in Astoria. And
her apartment is like perfectly crafted, like so unique.
It's like Candyland. And like she's just like, she's crushing her, like just her vibe is wonderful. Like she's just like
she's found like, who she is, like fashion wise, comedy wise. Like she's found her voice and she's sharing it online, and like people are loving it. And it's like, and of course that's why she like walks around seeming amazing and has a great vibe. Like she's putting out into the world things that she loves and believes in, and like she's getting the love back.
It's great. Her outfits are incredible.
Yeah, we chatted with her a lot about fashion.
So if you're into fashion and you're into expressing yourself and being eccentric, this will be the perfect episode.
Expressing yourself.
Well, some people don't want to express themselves.
No, that's cute. That's just cute.
Like she's the type of girl that's gonna buy the craziest thing at the thrift store and wear it to go to the market.
Yeah, like that's just going to be what she wears to get groceries.
And there's like not even a blink.
And it was inspiring because I'm always someone, she was saying that for so long she had like so many clothes in her closet that like had tags on them, or she was like saving for special occasions. And one day she just like switched and was like, I need to wear, like, these are great items. Like there's no wrong time to like dress nice. And it's like, that's my closet. And she was saying, she was like, New Yorkers are always wearing black. Look at us.
Oh.
No, but you get credit because of that sweater. You take risks, fashion.
I take a couple risks, you know, here and there. I used to take a lot of risks when I was younger.
Fashion wise?
Yeah, I used to just like go all out. You know, it was my favorite look when I was younger. Was jeans with a little like Amish skirt over it.
Cute. Very Gen Z.
No, very 2003. Me and Gen Z is stealing it.
I'm just
from
saying,
me.
You could try it again.
No, because it was in 2003 and it's meant to stay there.
Okay. Never mind.
Gen Z has to find its own thing.
Okay, we will.
Okay.
I'll talk to everybody.
All right, you guys. Well,
it was an amazing interview. She was great. You're really going to love it.
Jessie, we love you. And she's looking for a manager, as are we.
So like call all 3 of us.
You get a 2-fer.
A 3-fer.
A 3-fer.
We come together. She'll be separate.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Enjoy Jessie. Thank you so much, Sean Curley. Is this the right time to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I love you, Hanna.
Love you. Bye.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. We are so excited because our New Yorker of the week is here, and she's perfect.
I'm so excited about this New Yorker of the week.
Our New Yorker. We just feel like this is the crowning of a real queen. Not that the other queens weren't also queens.
They were queens, you'll see.
But like, it's just we've really come up with like some good lineup of royalty, I feel like, of NYC.
And I feel like our New Yorker of the week this week, who we're going to intro, like has the classic New York hustle that we always talk about.
Yes.
Like is doing the most, doing what's true to herself, like just trying to making it in New York, like we always talk about. That's like the best thing about New Yorkers.
Yes. Yeah. And we're going to reveal her right now.
And we probably already revealed her in our intro.
We probably, we definitely
have already said it.
Never mind. Jessie, that is one thing that I forgot this part is coming in after we already record an intro before this. So we'll drop all the stuff that you said earlier. And yeah, sorry about that. Clap for Sean.
I think it's way too late.
Okay. Anyways, women, technology, the two are sometimes just not the best. Maybe men are right. Get us out of the job.
But we should get like a drum roll sound, like
put us in the kitchen.
Yeah, we are in the kitchen. We record in the kitchen.
Anyways,
it's like give us the mics and just like hire tech boys to edit.
Yeah,
that's honestly all.
Give women mics.
Yeah, no, literally. Jessie, we feel like you're the New Yorker of the week because you are the most eccentric. You have this like stunning vibe to you that is fucking hilarious online. Like your TikToks and your reels are just awesome. And specifically the one where you or a friend's asking for like a piece of clothing in your closet and you're like, oh, I only have this like clown outfit or this like Amish dress. And it's just like, it's so relatable to every NYC lady. Right. It's just, how did you even like start collecting your clothes? Where do you live? What's your New York story?
Yes, I live in Astoria.
Okay.
And how did I start? Well, for a long time, I think I dressed, in disguise. Like I dressed the way I thought I should dress. I put on like my adult uniform to go to work, to just blend in. And then I think during the pandemic, I did go through like a huge mental crisis, which we all did,
Mm-hmm.
And you're sort of like, life's so short. Like, what am I doing? And slowly but surely, I like had these beautiful pieces that I had collected in my closet. I was just too scared to wear them. And then I just started wearing them. And okay, if you've ever done like manifestation or like any sort of guided meditation, they'll be like, do you see like the best version of yourself? And every time when someone was like, describe her, I'm like, she is stunning. The coats she's wearing, the bags she's hatting, like she's the loudest woman on the street. And, they always say like, just step into that person and start being who they are. And for me, my first step was by dressing like her.
I love that.
And just wearing the beautiful pieces that I had and collecting more and not being scared to wear them and take up space.
And do you feel like New York is like the best city to do that in? Because I always feel like whenever I'm wearing something that feels like too much, I'm like, never in New York will I be the most overdressed person.
No,
like,
no one
just
cares.
wear it. No one cares.
No one cares. When I first started dressing eccentrically, I'd like get so nervous leaving my apartment. And then when I got outside, I was like, actually, nobody cares. Like I'm on the subway in a tutu all the time and nobody cares.
I love that.
Nobody cares.
And your house, like the background for those of us.
I know, even just what we're seeing now.
Yeah, like you can't really see it if you're not, can't really see it if you're not watching. But if you are watching, you'll see that Jessie has this like amazing kind of like pastel combo of like beautiful art in the back that we love. Where's your like favorite place to go and get
like where are you
clothes?
shopping?
One of my favorite places is called Other People's Clothes.
Yes.
In Brooklyn. I really like them.
Oh my God, that's okay.
Yeah.
I like them a lot. I mean, estate sales are great. Or I do think that when you're not in New York is such a great time to expand your wardrobe because it'll be cheaper and not as many people want the crazy pieces outside of New York. In New York, I feel like it's a madhouse and everything's $1 million that you're like, well, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you wearing right now? Can you like explain
Is this a coat? Yeah.
This is a really cool vintage coat that I got that I also fixed. I now am friends with a seamstress. I mean, my like tailor. So I got this and it was really, I got it at a good price because it was battered and sort of like broken and missing things. So we shortened it and got rid of the damaged part and then, fixed. I love to fix clothes now too. Or I think one of the greatest tricks that people will tell you is that if you bring it to a tailor, you can make anything kind of perfectly fit your body or, however you need to style it. Like I got a piece the other day that has a lot of fabric on it, which I love, but it, I wanted it a little above the knee so it could still be sexy and I didn't feel like I was drowning in it. So that's just like putting your own spin on something so it still feels like you.
Okay, also with tailors, like I used to assume getting your clothes tailored was so expensive. It's not.
It's not that bad.
It's like, don't throw out your clothes. It's not. It's not
Really?
like, I mean, it depends on what you're bringing, of course, or like what you're asking for. But like, I brought some jeans in because I was going to throw out a bunch of jeans. No, not throwing them out. Never throwing out my jeans. No.
Oh my God.
If you thrift them, or again, if you get them at like a great price, where I'm like, okay, I save. I mean, this is girl math, I guess. But I'm like, oh, if I saved in my mind $200, I'm like, I'm going to put in an extra 50 or like 30. Sometimes it's more, but it's like, I'm going to put in extra more to make it just perfectly for me and perfectly, my
like
style.
it does. I know that it is seeming like girl math, but it does track.
That's
like,
what I think.
If you were to buy a brand new pair of jeans, like exactly that fit you, it'd probably be the same price as buying a cheap pair and getting them tailored.
Exactly. And so if you want to look cool in New York, like, so you're a regular person in New York. You just moved here from Kentucky, right? You're not a true New Yorker.
Okay,
I'm saying Kentucky because that's like the most coastal elite state that we all like drop as like the state that people move from, you know, and they're like, oh my God, they're from Kentucky. Anyways, you move here and you're like, I want to look cool. Like, what should you do? Should you just go to other people's clothes, or like how do you develop your, I guess you kind of answered this earlier, but like, where do you even begin?
I think for me, when I was thinking about what my style is, like, I do think it's great to have some time to experiment. Like, when I think about my style, I'm like, teenage drama queen, That's So Raven, like Liz, like I really like loud, I like fur, I like feathers, I like tulle, I like things that little girls love. I like sparkles, like I really shop, and I think wow pieces. I want really big pieces. I don't know, that's just where my brain goes. But, everybody has a different style and a different, area they want to play in. I think giving yourself permission to do that, like you don't need 15 tulle skirts. You can try one and see how you feel with it. And if you wear it, and if you push yourself to wear it, and then if you like it, maybe you want to buy more. But I'm also a big believer that like once you have one tulle skirt, unless it's going to be really different, like why do you need two?
Yeah, one tulle is more than enough.
How many pairs of jeans should someone have?
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it depends.
Now we're here with like a personal shopper.
No, but I feel like I'm just so confused.
By how many jeans have?
Some people have like 50 pairs of jeans, and then I wear the same pair every day.
I have
that's
12 pairs.
That's insane.
I have a lot of jeans.
But how many do you wear?
I rotate them all pretty much.
That's great.
I have like a dark wash, a light wash that both are pretty much the same. One has patches on it. It's kind of cute. They're the exact same fit, but one's light wash and no patches. One's dark wash with patches.
Okay, great.
Then I have two different kinds of my low-rise jeans. Which I really like. I wear those probably the most. I feel like you see me in those the most.
Those are good.
And then I have like denim that's like high-waisted, that's tight, that makes my butt look good. Then I have like looser high-waisted that I like to wear folded over. You know those black ones I wear folded over. I really rotate my 12, but they're really different.
That's great. I think if they're different and you wear them for different vibes, I think that's great. I
probably don't need 3 low rise, but one's like a little tighter, one's a little looser, and one has holes. So it's kind of like they are they're really different.
No, and you're going to pull them at different times.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I really think it depends. I have a ton of clothes, and some would say, do you need more? I don't know, but I do.
Yeah.
But I do like the rule of when something goes in, something goes out.
Someone told me that the other day, and I've been trying to practice that.
Do you ever participate in those like Nuuly or like any of those rent-a-clothes things, or are you like strictly thrift?
Well, I am about to do like a deal with them, so I'm using them. But
congratulations!
But normally I'm not like a renter, and I think that's because I would be a failed renter. Like I would buy, if I like it, I'm buying it. I don't know why I wouldn't. I'd want to wear it all the time.
I feel like when something fits you and it looks good on you, it's kind of like this isn't going back.
Yeah, why
would
I send it back? That's crazy. But I do think that's a great tool to use if you're, again, experimenting with your style.
Yeah, the Kentucky girl. Sorry.
Yeah,
I hope
she
we didn't
use
Kentucky
that.
girl.
Yeah,
I mean, she can rent anything and see what feels good.
Yeah.
So when did you start getting into content creation?
So I started as a comedian in my career, and then I started doing videos, and I was somebody who was hired at different companies creating content for different companies and different brands. And there was a time I started working with influencers, and there was a time I was like, wow, the only thing I need to make somebody successful is I just have to believe in them. And then there came a point where I was, thinking to myself, why can't I do what I do for other people with myself?
Yeah. Yeah, like that could be your brand money. Like,
yeah, I'm like, why am I helping all these people make so much money? And I believe, like, I think I didn't truly believe in myself for a really long time. And then, I got to a place where I was like, yeah, I think I can do it. I'd love to just feel like I could be myself and that would be enough, which I think is what has been cool about, sharing like the pieces of my life that I love so much.
I feel like it's hard with content creation. There's always like the ripping the Band-Aid off of like, oh my God, does anyone want to see this? Is this relatable? Is this funny? But once you get over that and like find your audience, I just feel like it's the ripping the Band-Aid off of like, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to be authentic. Because I know even when we started our podcast, like putting out our clips, I was like, is this too much? Do people hate this? Does anyone care? It's like, oh, now the only people that watch it are the ones that like us. And now some people that don't like us, but we're okay with that. We're okay with that.
You gotta take those views. Yeah, and then every day it's just remembering you're honestly only making content for yourself. If you like it, it's success. And trying not to look at the views, I think. Or, I try to really coach myself in the way I felt about the product, not changing that outlook because of the way it's being, received. Because I think it just, every artist, I'm sure, would feel the same way, whether you're painting or, it's like, how do I make sure that like the way I feel about this thing isn't affected based on how other people feel about it?
This is kind of a pivot, but like, when you bring people home to your house, friends or lovers or whatever, are they like, whoa, this is like, your house is awesome? Or are they intimidated by the decor? Like, are they like what's people's reaction when they come to your, because I feel like your house is also a piece of art.
Thank you for saying that. I definitely think that. And actually, I think the first thing that I really started celebrating myself, it was my home. I started painting, I started buying art, I started like, my desk is like bedazzled. So I started really creating this magical place that felt like me in my home. And it felt like the secret that I had, that, when people came, it was like, yeah, this is actually who I really am. Like, can you believe it? And then I started being like, why can't I show that part of me every day when I step outside? I started with my home. And I think everyone who loves me or that, are my friends almost expected or, are like cool. And, there was a time that I was dating more. And I mean, the way I am is definitely not for men. It's not based on the patriarchy or trying to please them. So, I mean, one guy said, I feel like I'm in Pee-wee's Playhouse. And I said, okay. Sure.
Okay. Have fun.
Yeah, I was like, let's play. I don't know, but I mean, I don't really, I don't really care about what a man says. Perfect. Especially about decor when I'm like, what does your place look like? Because I'm sure it looks like you just moved in, So, but I also think that's a way that also makes me feel very seen. When someone comes into my home and can appreciate it or really see me, I'm like, great, this person kind of gets who I am, because it is very much who I am.
Yeah. How long have you been in Astoria for?
Like 14 years.
Wow. And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Virginia, outside DC. Yeah.
Cool. And then
I moved to the city like 4 days after I graduated college.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you love about Astoria? Like, is there something, like, do people...
Have you been there for the whole time you've lived here?
I lived on the Upper East Side when I first moved to the city in a closet, and it was like a mile walk to the subway. So I was so excited when I came to Astoria and I got space. And then I truly feel like moving is my biggest trauma, especially with like all of my stuff.
Yeah.
So I essentially I was like, this is me forever. And you know, before the pandemic, I lived in Astoria, but I really didn't live here. I worked in the city and I met people in the city, and I just used this as like where I slept. But after the pandemic, and because I work a lot of times at home and with myself, it became like I have a big community here, and I know a lot of the businesses here, and I really love it here because to me, it's sort of the new Brooklyn when Brooklyn was up and coming before people kind of, now it's very cool and now it's very expensive. And I think Astoria is that now. It's kind of like the secret of the city. And so I really love it here. And I do think that, if I move, I like how it feels slower than the city, just a little slower. And I can sort of, I can shoot anything I want anywhere in Astoria. No one cares. You try to do that in the city and people are like, what are you doing?
And there's people doing it on like every block. People are like sick of it.
Right.
I was in like Soho last week, and it's like literally people are have their like tripods are filming content on every block.
Washington
it's crazy.
Square Park.
Yeah, no, that one's nuts.
Crazy.
You can't go there and not have 8 people want to interview you, and you're like, I really don't want to. Or you're like, will you do mine after?
Something we always actually like on this route, something that we always ask each other in every episode is like what the most New York moment of their week was for them, like, or for ourselves. Do you have like a specific New York moment? It doesn't have to be this week, but in general that you're like, only in New York this would happen.
Oh,
it's kind of tough, like when you try to like pinpoint just one, but you'll see like after this recording, you'll think of like a million things.
If you don't have one, it's totally okay. But yeah, it like for us, it was like a crazy person yelling on the subway, or
the guy at my local bagel shop gave me his personal phone number so I can call my order ahead. He doesn't want me waiting in line anymore. Like special.
I love that.
That was pretty amazing. That's why I was happy to bring that up again.
That is a great. I wish someone was telling me
that was pretty special.
That's special. I don't. The only thing I can think of right now is like a few weeks ago, I threw my Fancy for No Reason event, and I got all these New York women came and looked stunning, and I was like, yeah, I feel like there are so many fashionistas like and people who just want to celebrate and have fun in New York.
Wait, that's so cool. Can you? That's amazing. Like what is the event exactly?
You have to come to the next one. It's called Fancy for No Reason.
Okay.
And yeah, it's all about just getting dressed up. And I think the next one, I'm trying to figure it out now, but I'm trying to get a space where my friend who DJs, like we can play just music and hang out. And it was so fun.
Is it only women or is it's everyone?
It's open to everyone.
Okay, cool.
It was mostly women. I'll say
that. Okay.
It was mostly women, but I mean, of course, anyone who wants to dress up is welcome. And there were some men there. There were some men there.
Is this like your full-time job now, is just creating content and hosting these really dope events? Is that like, or do you do anything else?
I run social media for one of my friends' accounts, and then what else do I still do I'm like an organizational specialist, so I still do that for some clients. But I'd love this to be my full-time thing, and I think I'm moving through. Recently, it's like I'm moving through my space and time as if it is, because I'm willing it to be.
And that is why we are now announcing that she's looking for management.
What a perfect segue.
We're happy to plug that.
She's looking for a manager. Reach out. Jessie, are you going to start your own clothing line?
Honestly, that is my dream. I think I would love that. I would love to start like coming. I mean, I've always been what I've just realized is like I'm an ideas girl. Like I need people who know how to sew and know how to, manufacture, but I'm like when it comes to ideas, like that's
She's
me.
got 'em.
I got
so
'em.
you.
It's so me.
you.
I'm like, let's go. So I mean, I'd even love to do like what do you call it, where it's like little collabs with certain brands,
Yeah.
Would love that. They're like they already know how to do everything.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
just gonna
making a
put your spin on
whimsical,
it.
yeah.
Amazing.
That's the dream.
Love it. Okay, should we leave with like a piece of advice? Do you have advice for
advice for a New Yorker?
like just any piece of advice for a New Yorker trying to be cool, trying to be kind of like you, honestly, like just really cool and eccentric.
I think when you move to New York, somebody will tell you like New Yorkers wear black and New Yorkers, keep their head down. And I think that as you get older, even as you sit with yourself, you're like, there's such a gorgeous moment where you're like, I want to stand out, or I want to be different, or I want to be seen. And I think that's such a cool thing to explore and go into. I think the more color I wear, sometimes the more I'm like, why is everybody wearing black in the winter? It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, nuts. I am in a sea of black. I can't help but stand out. No one is wearing color.
It's true.
It is true. It is like the baseline here.
It is. Yeah. And you can like mime it up. Like you can be all black, like black turtleneck, black pants. You wear black gloves.
And it's like, we need to change. We need to put on our colors.
Cool.
It's fun too.
It is, yeah. We need
because I can relate. I have so many things in my closet I never wear. I think it's too crazy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm like the victim of I'm always wearing black, and I'm always trying on like 10 different outfits that I'm thinking I'll be brave enough to wear.
Yes.
And then I leave the house in all black.
See, you got to come to the next event. I think that's the whole point. It's like I want people to wear the clothes that they were too scared to wear, because as soon as you wear it the first time, you're like, wait, I love this. I didn't die. And like, this feels so me.
Yeah.
And you were saying, the like, nobody cares. Like, just leave the house in it so you can see that nobody cares. And then you'll be good.
Another great rule I have is when I buy something, I have to wear it the next week.
Oh, wow.
Even if it's a ball gown.
Wow.
Like, because I hate when things sit in my closet, especially with the tag on, or just not being worn. And I think for me, as soon as I wear it the first time and I'm not saving it, that helps me to be like, yeah, this is just a part of my collection that I wear whenever I want to wear it.
Wow, that's a really good tip.
I have one more question and then we can wrap it
go
up.
for it.
Have you ever like gone to an event so inappropriately dressed, like, and been like, everyone's like, wait, what?
Yeah, absolutely. But what's funny is I actually think, it definitely makes you. One time I went to like the opening of Elf on Broadway. And so I dressed as I dressed like Christmas, because I'm like, I lean into anything. I'm like, okay, the theme's been decided. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
And then I was meeting a guy for drinks after, and I was like, heads up, like I'm in full Christmas gear. Like I don't want to go home. I'll get tired. I know myself. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to not wear what I want to wear to the premiere. And like when I got to the event before when I got to the bar before he got there, everyone was coming up to me being like, where were you before this? Which the answer can be nowhere. Like I had somewhere I was at before this, but regardless, you become the most interesting person in the room. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to know where you've been or where you're going. Mm-hmm. And like, what is it that makes you so fun? Like, how are you having so much fun?
That's awesome. And how did the guy react? Was he like,
did he love the outfit?
I didn't wear my Christmas outfit.
You know what? The date started so strong because he showed up in a Santa hat, and I was like, oh my God, he's my husband.
Wow.
But it didn't pan out. So, but it started in a fun way because he sort of chose to be, outside the box with me.
Yeah, that was nice of him.
It was
Points
so
for him.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Well, Jessie, thank you so much. Where can everyone find you? How can they follow you? You have a really cool podcast too, so why don't you give that a shout out?
Yes, they can follow me, Jessie Jolles, Jessiejolles, on TikTok and Instagram. And I do have 2 podcasts. They're both kind of on a break, but you can binge all the old episodes. Happily Ever Heard of It and Middle Children.
Cool.
Amazing.
Jessie,
thank you so much.
We love you. You're so cool.
Thank you.